welcome in. My name is Christy and my channel is YARNBARF. We're going to do something not yarn related today, and it will be my first time trying it. I have done resin work in the past, simple things like coasters, but now I've got, as you can see, crochet hook molds. I don't remember if I got them off of Amazon or TEMU. Being I'm a TEMU addict, it's very possible that I did. I've got 3 kinds of glitter. This is shaved ice, which is very light and floaty. We've got one that's German glass, which I love. It sparkles like, I call it fairy dust, because when I make an altar tin, I'll dust it with the German glass, which is so gorgeous, and it just sparkles like you can't believe. And I don't know, well, here it is. I got my phone on top of it. This is the German glass. Diamond dust, it's called. And I know this is heavy. This is hefty. So that's another thing I'm going to learn, is what order to put stuff. This is a very light, but extremely twinkly, which I love. I love things that sparkle. This is Glitz Enhancement by Recollections. So I have some paper cups. I marked the cups A and B. Oh, look! One of them came with little, what do you call these things? Condoms for gnomes. Little condoms. Teeny tiny condoms. That's for you to put on your fingers. I'm being silly. Gnome condoms, yes. Well, we don't need them. Really, I don't. I've got plastic gloves. If I felt the need to wear them, I would. So, and I also have a scale, because A and B have to be equal parts. So I haven't decided now. Once I do get them mixed, and that's going to be tricky, getting it exactly, especially, you know, my hands have a little bit of a tremor. That can be tricky, getting it both exactly the same amount. And then do I want to mix some glitter in with it before I pour? Do I want to pour first and let some of it cure and then add glitter? So this is all a learning experience for me that I will share with you. So I guess we'll start out by getting some resin. I'll put this on. Scale is on. Put this on here, and then I hit the tear to zero it out. Now it does have markings on the side for millimeters or whatever, but really can't see them. So opening up epoxy A, and I could get these from TEMU also. They're small bottles. I used to get the bigger bottles, but they are very expensive. Resin is expensive. And speaking of resin hooks, you've got to go see Golden Age Crochet. Her resin hooks are absolutely amazing. They're gorgeous. They're personalized, unique. They don't roll away on you. Oops, got a little hole here. I'm using a toothpick to put a hole in this. Let's see. All right, now we're doing A first. Squeeze out a little bit. See, it's another thing. I don't know how much I'm going to need for one hook. So I've got exactly 4.2 grams on this scale. For the first one, for A, so I'll put that aside. 4.2, remember that number. In case I ask you, remember that number. 4.2. 4.2. The other one has to be the same. Now I'm going to use a toothpick, get a hole in this one. Okay, and I can gently squeeze it out. Okay, we need to tear it out. T-A-R-E. Tear. Okay. And we want 4.2. I'm sorry if you can't see this part, but it's out of camera range. Trust me. Trust me, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, up to 2.4, 2.8. Yeah, I like the idea of just squeezing it out a little at a time. The other ones I used to pour, and I never get them right. Because 1 drop will throw it off. See, I'm at 4.1. 1 drop. 4.2. We've got it exactly. Yes. Wonderful. Get these off to the side so I don't knock them over. So there's A. 4.2. 2. This one's 4.2. No, wait, now it says 4.3. Now it says 4.4. Why? Uh-oh. Having scale problems. These are fresh batteries. Oh my gosh. Wow, very sensitive scale. Very sensitive. Now it's saying 6.9. What the hey? Now they look exactly the same to me. Well, that's saying 6.8. So okay, they're close. Now, the trick is I'm going to use this paper cup to mix. I couldn't find the little tongue depressor they sent with it, you know, wooden stick. I know I've got a ton of them, and they're probably in my other yarn room. Yes, I have more than one. It's more the yarn house. Excuse me. I'm very hoarse today. I don't know why. So now I'm going to mix part A and part B. See, the tongue depressor would be good to help get this out because it's so thick that I want to scrape out every little bit. So right now it doesn't look like that'll be enough to do a hook, but I've never done this before, so I don't know how much the hook is actually going to hold. And another thing, I know they've got sizes on them, but I probably will not see the size until the mold is set because it's got the imprint in the plastic that I cannot see. Yeah, I wish I had a flat tongue depressor. It would be helpful. We'll just have to make do. Okay, we got that one in. Okay, and here's B. Whoops. See, my hands are shaky. And I'm nervous, too, because I know you're all watching. You're all watching me. Somebody's watching me. Do-do-do-do-do. Who sang that song? Police? Going back a long time. I had too much fun in those years. I don't remember it all. So it looks like we pretty much got both of these in there together. And that's another thing. Maybe I'll just pour it and then add some of the glitter and use a toothpick to move the glitter around. We could try that. Now you have to mix the 2 parts together. Whoops, there goes my glasses. Mix the 2 parts together, they say for 5 minutes. And you scrape it down off the sides and all that. It can be a little bit tedious, and something's in there that I don't know what, but something is in there that we don't want in there. Is that a cat hair? Probably. Yarn fuzz? Probably. Yarn fuzz floating in the air. Now, if you notice, I don't know if you can tell, these molds have a slit straight down. They got little feet, basically small feet to hold them upright. I don't think this will be enough, but we'll see. And it's got a little tiny speck of something which is annoying the heck out of me. These are clean cups. It's like, where'd this stuff come from? Brand new toothpicks. Oh, I do have a kitty whisker. I found a kitty whisker from one of my babies on the kitchen floor yesterday. So, ooh, let me get this kitty whisker. I might put a kitty whisker in one of them. Why not? Not just glitter, a little bit of my kitty cat. So here I am, stirring. Yeah, and it's a little sticky on my fingers. That's why they want you to use the little condoms they send you. But I'm stubborn. I'm a hands-on kind of girl, always have been. I was just talking to my friend about that, you know. back in the 80s, I did unconventional jobs, which my fiance of that day was upset about. He wanted me to just be an office clerk, which bored the hell out of me. And 3/4 of my salary went for clothing and grooming and all that. You know, and I just didn't like the atmosphere. I just thought the women were stuck up and snotty. They all dress up like Astor's pet horse, and nobody's going to see them. So I didn't care for the atmosphere. I don't like fake, phony people. People putting on airs. I mean, come on. So anyway, I had an opportunity to work for, it was an outside contractor. Merck in Raleigh, New Jersey had gone on strike. My friend knew I wanted to work. I wanted to do something, got to bring some money in. He said Joe Lake Construction was hiring outside contractors to work at Merck while they're on strike. So I talked to the supervisor. He says, "You know how to landscape?" I said, "Oh, sure, of course." I had no clue. I thought landscaping meant pushing a lawnmower around. I didn't know. And some of the guys I worked with, they didn't know either. We were out in one section of Merck. We were digging up all these bulbs. The guy said, "Oh, yeah, these are onions. You got to take them." No, they weren't. They're probably flowers. We were throwing out all those beautiful flowers. But, yeah, I got to work there for a while. And, yeah, I was what you call a scab. But the men, I worked very, very hard. And I also worked on construction job sites, which, again, my fiance was not happy about. And I've always been an unconventional to hands-on kind of girl, so I liked the fact I didn't have to get dressed up. I could get by with a pair of overalls, t-shirt and underwear, and then I'm dressed for the job. What I didn't learn, they would teach me. And I learned real quick. So we are going to attempt, see which hand isn't shaking as much, attempt to pour some of it. That's another good thing about the paper cup. You can give it a little point. I hope you can see what I'm doing. If not, I do apologize. Cameraman's on vacation. Now to pour gently. And I'm going to kind of move it down as I pour. Whoops, 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 I just spilled it, just right, oh no, Mr. Bill. Yeah, this is a tricky operation. It just went over on its own. Arrgh. See, that's another thing. Okay, so you learn from my mistakes. If you do this, I suggest you prop it up with something. Oh, there's the tip, okay. Get that down in the tip. Yeah, and I could spread it. We're spreading, okay. It's important to get the hook part, and it's hard to see. So it looks like that little bit, it really does go a long way in this mold. It'd be nice if my hands would stop shaking. Bartender, I'll take a pina colada, please. Make it a double. Oh, I used to make a mean pina colada in the blender. Oh my gosh. Cream of coconut, pineapple juice, rum. Oh, they're very rich though, and they go right to your hips, so. Talking high calories. And I think coconut is high in cholesterol too, so. Of course, you don't think about that when you're in your 20s. And they weren't a cheap drink either. And I'm sure they're a lot more now. But I hope everything's down in the hook. And unfortunately, I probably won't know until it's time to remove it. It's looking like it is. I keep pushing it down that way. And if there's a bubble, then what do? How do you get a bubble out of that? Usually with resin, I take like a lighter and just skim it over the project, and the bubbles come to the surface and pop. So, let's see if we get this on the end here. A tiny bit more here. It does look like that was enough for this one particular size hook. And there's a little tiny black speck in there, which is going to drive me nuts because I don't know where it came from. I'm going to see if I can get that with the toothpick, because it bugs me. I want my first hook to be nice. Where did the speck go? Oh, there it is. It's moving. It's moving. Come on. Come on out. It might be a piece of glitter, but it's not sparkler, so I don't know. Here we go. We got it. We got it. Yep. Okay. Yes, and I have sticky fingers. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'll use that toothpick. See if I can't make sure there's no bubble down here in this hook. No, it doesn't seem to be. We'll find out later, won't we? So, do I want some glitter now? Maybe. Maybe I'll put some fairy dust on it now. German glitter. And it's going to stick to my fingers. No, maybe not. I'll do it this way. This stuff is amazing. It sparkles like you cannot believe. That's why I love it so much. There we go. We're just going to... Can you see the sparkle? Probably not. And I don't want to touch it with my sticky fingers. I didn't put condoms on my fingers. I will get my plastic gloves and do that. And get some paper towels. This is a piece of felt I had left over from a craft project. I can take this toothpick and move this stuff around a little bit. So this is hard for me. Can you imagine Norina at Golden Age Crochet? How much work she puts into her needles. Each needle is individually made, and I do have a kitty whisker somewhere. If I find it, maybe I'll put it in here, but it's great now. It's pretty glittery. And I do have a hand grinder with different tips. I mean, if I need to smooth it out or shape it a little better. This could be very interesting. I do not know how long it takes to set up. Usually it's 24 hours, but this might be one that sets up quicker. I do not know. There might be a drop left in this cup. Maybe. It's very thick. Reminds me of when I was a kid trying to get that last lick of batter out of the bowl. Mommy mixed up cookies and stuff, you know. Trying to squeeze that last little lick. Get the spoon out, big ladle, whatever. If she was in a good mood, she let me lick the beaters before she washed them. But I'll tell you, nothing drive a kid crazy or get them beaters full of batter and not even let them lick them clean. Oh my goodness. You want to make your kid unhappy? You do that. Alright, we're going to let that set. And we'll come back later. So, appreciate you sticking it out with me so far. Let's see what we get. First time for me, anyway. Maybe not for you. But I have noticed Crystal the Yarny Chicken. Crazy cat lady. She was making resin hooks using molds. And I think it was one victorious woman was also making resin hooks using a mold. And I do notice that many people in our community, a crochet community, we learn things from each other and we want to try new things. Spinning yarn has become very popular. I think Spring the Fiber Enthusiast started that trend, and then it was Bridget. Queen's Crafts by Bridget. She got into spinning, dyeing her own yarn. Mama G, she got into dyeing. Mama G Gear and Rusty got into dyeing yarn. Dee definitely got into dyeing yarn, and she learned that from Thrift and Stitches. So you see how we all get connected with each other, which is wonderful, which makes us such a good community. You know, I may never get to meet you in person, but I feel like I have a lot of friends. I feel like I have a lot of people I truly cherish and care about. So, in the meantime, we'll let this do what it's supposed to do, and we'll be back. Keep your fingers crossed. Well, I came back in to see how this resin hook is setting up, and it's not yet. Still mushy. Still mushy, kind of wiggly, mushy. So I guess it's just a matter of patience. Now, I had made some polymer hooks for a friend of mine, but they weren't resin. What I had done is, a friend of mine had sent me polymer canes. Guess her knockoff, she wasn't happy with them. But you know what? I layered some hooks with them, and they came out gorgeous. My friend has used a little gold leaf. If I can find the picture, I'll share it with you, and she was thrilled to death with them. So, that's another way you can design a hook. You want to zhuzh it up, make it look fancy schmancy expensive. Of course, I'm not here. Here we go. Here's a picture. But I don't know if you can see it. Yes, they came out beautiful. See the gold leaf on there? And I sliced the canes and layered and layered and layered. And her favorite hook sizes are H and I. So, there we go. That's not as good a picture, but I think you get the idea. So, anybody who, if you know anyone into polymer, and gold leaf is like sparkle. It'll make everything look better. So yeah, she's just delighted with them, and then that makes me happy. So she's happy, I'm happy. I'm codependent with my friends. Oh, we'll just have to come back tomorrow and hope that's a done deal. If not, well, back to the drawing board and try over. Do over. I used the same amount of resin for both. I do know that. If anything, maybe I didn't mix long enough. They do say mix 5 minutes, and I wasn't going to let you sit there and watch me stir for 5 minutes. So that's the only thing I can think of. And yeah, it doesn't look like as much came out of this bottle as it did on this bottle. But I was going by the scale. So again, we'll try again tomorrow. As if at first you don't succeed, try again. And that comes from a musician's point of view, because I would play the same song over and over and over, thousands of hours, till I got it to my satisfaction. Any musician will tell you, it did not come easy. They make it sound and look easy. You can be guaranteed they have put thousands of hours behind a song, or even just one banjo lick. I can't mimic a banjo, but yeah, a lot of hours. It's the only way to get anything real good generally, is just keep practicing. So we'll check back tomorrow. Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow will be a brand new day. Hello everyone. It is time for the great unveiling of my first polymer hook. Now, I could not find a wooden stirrer. I used a toothpick. I know I did not stir it for 5 minutes. I am using TEMU resin, which the quality could be debatable, as opposed to the resin I used to get from the craft store, which is very expensive. So, let's see what we've got. It's sparkly, but it's a little bendy. Not supposed to be bendy. Got a limp noodle. I'll try unwrapping it, but this one is a fail. This is definitely a fail. I don't even know if it will come out now of the mold. But I didn't spend a lot on the molds either. So, TEMU. I'm telling you, that's a rabbit hole. The person who introduced me to TEMU, may your next meal be yak jerky and buffalo chips. It's a rabbit hole. Oh, look. Off with its head, and I didn't even do anything. There's a little piece of head up there. So yeah, this was definitely a big fail. Not gonna do anything with that. And more resin's on the outside than is on the inside. So we got a do-over. And I still cannot find any wooden, because I had bought wooden, actually tongue depressors and popsicle sticks when a few years back. I was making very pretty necklaces out of the big thumb depressors. There's a lady I really like to watch, Happy Bird's Glitter Nest on YouTube, and she's also on Facebook. Her name is Lori. She's an absolute sweetheart, and she taught me how to make so many beautiful crafts on a dime, basically, very inexpensive. And I made necklaces using the big wide thumb depressors, and I had a good pair of scissors. I was able to cut straight. I made the pieces about an inch and a half, maybe not too long, not too short. And then I would paint them gold, and then I would decorate them, and I would put a necklace hasp or clasp on the back where you could run a chain through it. And I made some very pretty ones. In fact, I was going to the YMCA for the cancer survivor group, and one of the ladies wanted to buy a couple. Well, I made one especially for her. Her name was Nan, and I called her Twinkle Toes because they were giving us different exercises to do to see how our level of health was, and we had to walk back and forth from the room as fast as we could. Well, she was like, brr, 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 Twinkle Toes. So I made a really cute necklace for her, one tiny little rhinestone. Man, it must have taken me an hour to get that perfect little rhinestone. And I think there was a little running shoe charm. Oh, it was cute. With a gold chain. She would have loved it. Then COVID hit. No more cancer survivor group. And it was a nice group. It was mostly women, but one man. And, you know, we were forming bonds with each other. And it was a great support system. And it's just a shame that COVID destroyed so much. But I forgot. I digress. Squirrel. So we're going to try again. Now, I still have not found any wooden things, popsicle sticks. Now this is something, it's a silver spoon, but it's plastic. Because Happy Bird's Glitter Nest will show you how to make really adorable earrings out of these, how to decorate them. You cut them here and you poke your hole, and she made gorgeous earrings using plastic spoons from Dollar Tree. That's what I'm telling you. Her affordable crafts, and when they're fun. She's very, very talented. Happy Bird's Glitter Nest. All one word. Please check her out on YouTube. I'm not paid to tell her say this. I just think that well of her. I did have, I think I showed you on the earlier clip, polymer hooks that I made for my dear friend. But these were polymer canes that were sent to me by my friend who is a polymer artist, Melba Stutz Tate. And she's on Facebook. And I know she can command hundreds of dollars for her pieces now. Gorgeous necklaces. And she's been working hard at perfecting her craft. And I think turtle soup beads was one of her inspirations, as she was mine. Turtle soup beads is my inspiration for getting into polymer. So, all those broken up pieces of canes that Melba didn't want that she sent to me, I sliced them up and covered up a crochet hook with it. I think one of them, did one have a wood? No. They all had the metal, Susan Baked, metal aluminum hooks. And covered up each one nice and thorough, not too thin, not too thick. And then baked them. Oh, and I added a little bit of gold leaf, because gold leaf is like glitter. It makes everything better. So, my friend absolutely loved them. And earlier on in the video I showed you on my phone, because I don't know if I can import that picture into the video. We're not that tech savvy. So, I thank you very much for watching. Yes, my first attempt was a fail, and that's okay. I learned, and maybe you learned. Do stir for 5 minutes. Make sure you have equal amounts, which I thought I did. I used the scale. Both were 4.6. But I did not stir with the wooden thing, and you got to do it for 5 minutes. Scrape it down off the sides, and I guess all that motion helps to activate it. And then, so now I know. And I don't know if I can use plastic. I don't know if the resin will dissolve the plastic as I'm stirring. That's another thing we'll find out, isn't it? In the meantime, I'm working on a baby blanket for my handyman, Nathan. He's wonderful, Nathan Fats. I highly recommend him for this Stokes County area. He landscapes, he builds stairs, handyman. You need it done, Nathan can do it. Now I'm going to pay him $20 a month. He's going to take my garbage. He brought me up one of those big 35-gallon things with the wheels. Now we do have trash pickup here, but I would have to wheel that down to the end of the driveway, which if it's especially, and I can't get it down the stairs, so I'm not going to take the chance of falling and breaking a bone, a hip, or whatever. Nathan will do it for $20 a month, and he's got like 10 people lined up, so that's good for him. He's a very industrious young man. He just told me a couple months back, he sidled up to me and he whispered, "We're pregnant." I went, "Ah!" I screamed, "You're pregnant! Your wife is pregnant! Oh my God, thank you! That's wonderful! God bless!" I threw a hug on him. I was so happy, because I always keep telling him, "You let me know. You let me know when your wife gets pregnant. You let me know when you're going to have a baby." Because I crochet, you know that. I've shown him some of the beautiful baby things I've made using Bod Crystal from Bag O' Day, using her patterns, the baby dress patterns. And I made a bonnet, and I had ribbon. I used ribbon. Oh, it came out so pretty. And baby blankets, of course. And I made 2 baby cocoons using Bag O' Day's Crystal, her patterns, baby cocoons. I wish I could afford a silicone baby. I really do. I was never blessed with a baby of my own. That's why I have dolls and cats and yarn and trying to fill up that gap, you know, and nothing really does. I would have been such a great mom. Times have changed a lot since I was a baby. But I know I would have been a wonderful mommy. Oh well. It is what it is. This isn't the life I ordered, but I try to make the best of it. I am blessed, and I do thank God every day that I take a breath. I could have died with the stroke. The breast cancer, thank God, was a slow-growing cancer, because you know that killed my mom. So I'm blessed in those regards. Yes, I suffer in chronic pain, but I drove a truck for 22 years. I moved to America. A job I was extremely proud of. And it really built my confidence, because my ex-husband, an abusive narcissist, tore my confidence down, tore me down to nothing. Nothing. Never respected me, he was an absolute piece of garbage. I mean, I should have known the way his father treated his mother was the warning sign. I should have seen that. Here's your sign, stupid. Look how his dad treats his mom. Well, that's where the men learn from, right? And then My father, on the other hand, adored his mother. She was practically elevated to sainthood in my dad's mind. So he always respected my mother. They never had a crossword. They never swore in front of each other. They didn't even do silly pranks like some husbands like to break wind and stuff their wife's head under the covers. Ah! That's nasty. Nasty. Bad boy. Nasty. Very second grade humor. No. My parents had some class. No. I don't know why I'm babbling off. I go off in different directions. You can tell I'm cooped up too much. But anyway, I just thank you for watching. I will do a second attempt and try to find some wood sticks in order to mix the epoxy and the resin properly and try again. So again with Golden Age Crochet, let's see if I have a hook handy. Golden Age Crochet, which is Norina. She made the most beautiful crochet hook. And I had it here, out here. Here it is. No, that's not. I'm missing things again. I just bought a shower unit that, you know, it's got the hose and 5 different settings. That disappeared. And I don't hide things from myself. I know what I own. I don't hide things. And I can't leave the house. So, oh, by the way, 5 counties are now involved in tracking down these ring of people, these bad guys, these bad actors that are ringing a person's doorbell. If nobody answers and is sure no one's home, they kick the door in and burglarize the place, which is what happened to me a few weeks ago while my truck was in the shop getting worked on. It wasn't in the driveway. So the bad guys thought I wasn't home. Ruh-roh! Spilling aisle 9. Oh, that's going to be a mess. Oy vey. Beads. Oops, crochet hook. One woman disaster area. Oh, my goodness. I drive myself crazy. And that's a short trip. So I forgot what I was saying because I got distracted. That's the ADDD. That'd be me. Which explains a lot from when I was growing up. Teachers thought I was slow. No! I aced everybody in school with high test scores for linear reasoning, abstract reasoning, all this stuff. I was really high, like if average was 40, I was 90, 95, 85. I was up there. The only thing I was weak in was math. So, and there's a reason for that too, because back in the 50s, early 60s, little girls were not encouraged to be getting involved with math. Little boys were. Little girls weren't, so we got the subtle hint or whatever, subtle repression of wanting to do math, because I remember doing a math paper and having it done in like lickety-split. Teacher got angry with me. So what did that teach me? So not to be fast and efficient? Anyway, what is the moral of this story? What was the story? Oh yes, we're going to try a take 2. I'm going to find the wooden stirrer, and we will try again. And I was going to I wanted to show you Norina's hook. I thought I left it out here, but I may have put it in my case and keep it safe, because it is absolutely gorgeous. Norina from Golden Age Crochet. Be sure to check out her channel and the beautiful hooks she makes. One of a kind, personalized just for you. See, I want to make a good hook and kitty whisker in it. You know, and maybe I wouldn't know what the hook size is, but I could put some pretty little beads and some glitter. We got to get one to come out correctly. So stay tuned for chapter 2 of making a crochet resin hook. And I thank you for watching. And if you're not in my YouTube family, would you please consider hitting that little red button with the arrow in it. Become part of my family. Because I really love making new friends and interacting with everybody. The community is awesome. And thank you so much. God bless. Stay safe and healthy.